the iTunes U app and the obviously the website, we've started as a staff to collect information and guidance resources that we
Policies.
need, that we have on our shelves in paper files that nobody ever looks at because you don't take them home when you need them. So all of our teachers have an iPad. We've all now got the iTunes U app on there. They're all at different levels of using it at the moment. It's something that I'm trying to work on this year. But the iTunes U courses we've developed so far are one for educational visits. I went out on the course myself and then came back and put all the materials in one place, and that's something that teachers need throughout the year. But they need it to be mobile with them, you know. So if they go out on this school trip and they hit a problem, they've got all the guidance and contact numbers on their phone through the iTunes U app. That's not in a file in school. That's where we feel it's a real benefit to teachers, certainly. We've done a writing moderation one, which we got exemplary comments from the writing moderator in Year 6, and they suggested that we try and find a way of sharing what we've done. So I've worked with the Year 6 teacher and put that all together in a iTunes U course, so the whole school can look at what level 3 is and what a level 2, you know. We've done the performance management one all in one place, and we've done a feedback for all, where we put lots of guidance in one place, and the marking policy, marking schemes, and different types of feedback in one place. So from a staff point of view, we're building up this lovely library of all our schools' documentation. Mr McNulty's done a maths, Mr Max Maths it's called. That one's been put out internationally. That's been
you can download
gone out
that.
to the public. You can download that one we use in class, and that's great for parents as well. When the children get their own iPads, that iTunes U app is on the children's iPads, so that parents can see a teacher explaining how it's got to be, you know, how a calculation is going to be.
Grid method multiplication.
Yeah, grid method. It was a grid method, and they weren't taught in that way. So to have a teacher's voice speaking to you at home through the iPad, that is something that our parents will
iTunes U's allowed us to put together, so it's a little course of resources, but what's actually the foundations of the course is the 6 or 7 little videos of Mr McNulty explaining the app with little animations showing the grid method being done and executed, and then supporting resources alongside that, so worksheets, try some more, what do you do if you can't understand this. So it's a little self-contained little maths course really, and that's something that we would like to develop a lot more.
There's other. I've got lots of ideas for that. So there's loads of things. I think iTunes U is a fantastic resource that I don't think a lot of schools have got to that point yet at all.
No.
And it's something that I think paper is not a great resource anymore, and it does sit on. We've all got stock rooms full of files that we don't look at, and having it on your iPad is something that makes it accessible to everybody.
It's the only thing I've seen work, I will say, because even though my background is ICT and IT, and I've loved IT and education since whenever, because I've been around for a while now and seen a few sort of like initiatives come and go or rise and fall, and one of the ones that through experience I've not been a massive advocate of was teachers creating their own actual resources and actually storing them on whatever system. We had shared sort of areas on networks, and then we had internets and intranets, and people trying to actually create and share resources. We had a few big names in IT actually trying to actually sell certain management systems to do this and class-based systems to do this, and for me none of them actually worked, none of them. And when iTunes U was first sold to me or put to me, I was very sceptical and really quite negative over no way, it ain't happening, I've seen it all before, of course, and so I've been really surprised about how iTunes U can actually do what I actually thought was probably the impossible. To be fair,
I think I like the flexibility of the fact that you could sell it internationally, nationally, like we've done with Mr Max Maths. But the internal documentation and the things that are very specific to our school, we share internally, and it doesn't need to go out into the catalogue. And it's having that option of being.
You can find it. You can find it. It doesn't become archived.
So that's one that, as a staff, we fantastic.
I think it's that sort of where you could go with that, is that if you the way we run a project, let's say you run a project over the term Victorians or
Yeah.
World War II, over the term the iBooks author would allow us to actually record that
Yeah.
in our own little textbooks.
Yeah, it would, yeah. I need to look into that. Oh, sorry, thanks.
Yeah. So it's the other way around, because at the moment
Yeah.
and I don't think it was even mentioned in the iTunes U, but the Forest Explorer. So
Yeah, we did that.
So
yeah.
iTunes U has been used as the starting point for a whole school project last year. So it's like, here it is.
That was the
So
first
iTunes
time we
U,
used it.
and the whole
wasn't it?
school
Yeah.
did a topic on forest space,
Yeah.
a topic on forest called Forest Explorers, and everything and all the resources and the whole sort of guidance was led through iTunes U. Whereas,
because you could do chapters for, this chapter was for foundation stage, this chapter for year 1, year 2, and so they looked in there, found the post, found which post they wanted, all the resources were on there. I mean, when we first introduced the staff to it, they're like, oh, okay, and then we spent a staff meeting and we said, right, open it up, see what and the oohs and the ahs that were coming from it were, well, it's all in one place, it's not all in a folder on a shelf, that's what we, I mean, and I'm a paper person, but even I can see that's just gotta go. It's gotta go. We spend too much time.
The difference is, so like, if you did Forest Explorers every year, you would then get like an iBook of that year each year. But, and it's not, this is lending itself for us to do something different every year. Instead we don't do, it's sort of like, you just, it gives you this sort of like thirst to do, alright, let's do something different then. Let's do something different, let's use it for this, let's use it for that. So you're not actually repeating this stuff, and maybe sometimes we do need to do something again.
Well, but the beauty of it is that
it's there to pick up.
That could be there, done again by a different year group with a different, because there's loads of different ideas. You could just do a different idea and they've got all resources, carrying it around in a handbag. That's what I love. Okay, all that shelf there, that's all in your handbag. Brilliant.